Hi, YouTube people. This is Misha. Everybody knows who I am by my name. And I figure since everybody's watching, I might as well use it to my advantage. I am disabled. I take Paratransit. I use oxygen. I'm not on it at the moment because I just got home and my nose needs a break. I got home tonight at 12 midnight. I called Paratransit. I asked them for assistance to get me back and forth to dialysis. If anybody does not know what that means, it means that my kidneys do not work and I have to go to a machine to have it fix my kidneys. The reason why that is because of a disorder that I have. A lot of people have this disorder, and I don't need to go into that because that's not what I'm talking about. The issue at hand is about a company that disabled people depend on, elderly people depend on, dementia elderly people depend on, and you have people in the dispatch area thinking that it's a game to play with people's times and to tell people and to switch things around. You have people that work there that will see you upset about waiting for hours and then clap back at you like you are not disabled, you're not tired, you're not hungry, you're not waiting, and you're relying on them. You're disabled. If you could catch the bus with your oxygen tank not cutting out and on, you would be able to get around and walk and breathe. Now, this issue at hand, I have to take dialysis as a scheduled visit like any other appointment. And so to make sure that I get there on time, I have to schedule the appointment, and I have a reoccurring schedule. On top of that, they will get here late to come and pick you up, and then they will come on time to pick you up. So if you want to get a ride, either you have to cut your session short, which also in turn cuts your lifespan short because it's your kidney. So it's like you have a kidney, you go to the bathroom, you urinate, and somebody just cutting your kidney off. It's going to have backup. You're going to have all kind of disease growing in your body. A lot of people on dialysis they feel like crap and they tell you to keep going because it's bowel, it's disease, it's everything that your kidney does and cleans your body out. It bags up and it causes you to be angry. It causes all kinds of effects that it would not cause someone who has kidneys. It's really horrible. It's like having urine just floating through your blood and you can't get it out until they take you and put you on a machine. And then when you call and you ask where your ride is, you have people either giving you lip back, telling you, well, just this last Wednesday, the lady told me, well, hey, if you're not out there in 60 seconds, then you're going to get cut off. Now, let me give you a little background. I used to run track and I used to run long distance. So I do have a healthy body given the disease. So it looks as if I don't need any oxygen. But if I'm not on oxygen, I can feel it. And when you don't have oxygen for a long period of time, you get dizzy, you get lightheaded. I've been coughing up blood. I've been doing all these kinds of things while I've been on oxygen. Now, I just got off of oxygen right before I got on this machine. So I'm going to start feeling it from talking. And that's why I'm pausing, because I'm feeling it. But the thing about it is, just because somebody looks healthy does not mean that they are healthy. And for you it's no way that I could get paratransit unless my doctor says that I'm sick and that I need it. And you see people saying, well, she could get up and walk. She doesn't need it. But you know what? Do you see me walking with an 8-pound oxygen machine? I need that oxygen machine. And if it cut off, it's 8 pounds dead weight on my not being able to breathe body. And because I did run track and was trying to be as healthy as I could later on in my teenage years, it kind of benefited me in a way. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to have issues without my oxygen. And now I'm starting to feel it, so I'm going to stop and get my oxygen. Okay. Now this is me with my oxygen. Now, this thing is, you have to plug it in. It's not a tank. I had the tanks and I was having problems with those because they're heavy. And in fact, I kind of like those better because the only thing is I was scared that I was going to hurt my child because those things will swing and it's all metal. And I was scared of hurting my little one. So I have this oxygen. It's good in ways if it's charged up. It's only thing that I don't like about it is that it's very heavy. And so I have a little shopping cart that I take it with. So then that makes it difficult for me to pull it upstairs and on and off the paratransit. So then finally I got to where I didn't have to ask everyone. I just started asking everyone at Paratransit if I can get the lift. It's kind of difficult when it's difficult being someone newly disabled because I did work at a point and now I'm getting off track, or maybe I'm not. I did work at a point, and a lot of people that are disabled, that's part of their identity. It's kind of hard when you're young and you have a thought of it, anything that I do, I can make whatever out of my life that I can do. It's not saying that people that are disabled don't have the same things. They feel the same way too, but they already know that they have a disability. And learning that you have a disability later on in life, it can be traumatic. And then once you get the hang of it, it's like, okay, if you know both sides already, you already know the side of the young adult that doesn't understand being disabled, and they don't understand not having their health, and they don't understand that they have to go somewhere to continue their life, and they're not dealing with those issues. So it doesn't matter to them. Their issues matter to them, which is fully understandable. You're worrying about your rent. You're worrying about your car payments. You're worrying about your children. You're worrying about if you're going to get married, whatever. All those things that young people worry about. If they're going to get their new music device or however, whatever. I understand. I was there. Going to school, trying to make something out of yourself so you can have a nice life and take care of your family. That's what everybody wants. Well, that's fine and dandy, but you have to understand there's other individuals that rely on you, especially if you work at Paratransit or you work at a place that deals with disabled people, and everywhere in the world is going to be dealing with the disabled person somewhere, because disabled people live, they go shopping, they buy clothes, they eat, they do all the normal things that people who don't have a disability do. They love someone, they have people that love them. They're going to have Valentine's Days, they're going to have weddings, they're going to need all of these things that everybody else hopes and wishes and hopes for. So you just have to, if you work in the service industry, you have to be prepared for disabled people, because we do live out of our house, even if it's not just a disabled person. If you work with anywhere where there's disabled people, you're working with elderly people. You're working with people who have lived all their life to probably help someone else, and then to get disrespected by someone else, it's kind of sad for someone to pick on the disabled or elderly and ill people, period. Because we are a vulnerable part of the community. And it's disrespectful. And I just wanted to let that be out there, because all I'm seeing on YouTube is the Dollar Tree. I go to the Dollar Tree and ain't nothing left, because that's all y'all doing is videos about the Dollar Tree. So I figured I have a concern, and from these different things I've had with Paratransit is that I've waited, I've gone to go places, to appointments, and I've sat there and waited hours till the business is closed, and the employees were pissed off and calling and wondering why was my pickup time for 4 o'clock in the evening, and I'm just now getting picked up at 7:30, and my oxygen is cut off. And people don't understand, if you don't have oxygen, guess what? Oxygen gives clean blood to your brain cells. It can cause problems with your heart if you don't have oxygen, your brain, all different kinds of things can be affected. And that was my main argument.